An elderly homeowner will be getting her house fixed after the News 4 I-Team investigation into the city's home rehab program. But Jay Avila's reporting raises a larger question as the city expands that program to rehab hundreds of houses.
The city is giving out forgivable loans to rehab older houses. But the question is, how is the city going to ensure that these projects are completed and inspected properly?
Oh, Alice, they did a bad job.
In February, 78-year-old Alice Stewart contacted us saying her home rehab, funded by the city, left her floor sloping so badly she was afraid she'd fall.
You can tell, and right here, it goes into a slope and then it squeaks.
A nonprofit called Merced managed the project, and the rehab was paid for with a $70,000 loan from the city, which will be forgiven if Alice or her relatives stay in the house for 15 years.
Yeah, just let it go. It'll go down where the low spot is.
But Alice's son demonstrated using a marble how uneven the floor is. Despite that, when we interviewed Merced and the city for our first story, they said the job was finished.
The home passed the city's inspection, had an engineer review the work of the contractor and certify that the work was done properly.
But after our report, Merced sent a new engineer to inspect beneath Alice's home and found at least one pier had shifted. Beams supporting the floor had fractured. None of the floor beams within the crawl space are positively connected to the piers and do not meet the requirements of the City of San Antonio building code.
It should never have passed the inspection.
So Merced tells us it will go back in and repair the foundation at no cost to Alice's family, which is great news for the Stewarts. But since the city plans to fund hundreds more of these home rehabs using millions of dollars from last year's bond, we wanted to know how it hopes to avoid more situations like this one. How is the city going to make sure that the work is up to standard?
All of those projects will be run through the City Development Services, my department, to ensure that we not only design the rehab per code but inspect it. In addition to that, we created a special team in our department just over a year ago that will deal with all the affordable housing projects.
Shannon says the new team, which wasn't in place when Alice's home was worked on, will include senior inspectors and project managers. Contractors will be chosen from a list of those who are registered with the city and insured. With the News 4 I-Team, I'm Jay Avila.